Hello, I'm Georgie Coleridge Cole and welcome to the SheerLuxe Show. We have another busy show for you today: fashion, beauty, interiors and great guests. The very cool Santina Harrison, who you might know as Hues of White, is back for a new season, styling her go-to spring looks from head to toe. Friends of SheerLuxe, Addai and Ann Marie Clarke, founders of the inclusive agency, are here to talk to us about the BLM movement almost a year on from the murder of George Floyd. Makeup artist Lauren Mcnicoll is showing us a step-by-step tutorial for a sexy evening look. Consider it all the inspo you need for the reopening of restaurants next week. Hooray! Plus, we love a bit of tablescaping, and few do it as well, as Cloe and Sophie from new homeware destination, the Sette. They're here to show us how to make a spring dining table look amazing. And finally, the gorgeous curve model and content creator Mollie Campsie is here with her edit of high street tops. First though, here's some inspiration for your weekend entertaining, followed by fashion from Hues of White.
So today we're going to start with the tablecloth, which is our base, and we're going to build our table from there. We picked today the Biscondola tablecloth, which is one of our favorites, and as you can see has lovely floral accents. Especially love the pink ones that really stand out between the greens and the whites.
Then we add our placemat. So we have a raffia placemat made in Colombia, and this is the natural version, which is really nice, and it's kind of informal and spring/summery.
Now we have our plates, which are scallop edge Limoges plates, and that work really well between for day or night.
So we start with the dinner, and then we put the starter size on top. And then we add cutlery. So today we have two options. We have a teak option, which is like so, and it's slightly wooden. And then we also have a sort of silver option here.
And it's nice to see the contrast between the two. They make for a completely different look, which is a small change. For glassware, we're gonna add our Sofferano glasses, which have these lovely white dot detail. And we quite like the contrast between the print of the tablecloth and the details of the glasses.
A few final things that we need to add, so are the napkins. These are called on our website the perfect linen napkin, and we have green and cream, which we think work really well with this table, both of them to be honest. And then we have cutlery rests, which are really popular on our website, and as you can see the detailing there, they're handmade and hand painted in France. We have them in white, which we have here, and we also have them in color. So obviously you're meant to just put the knife like that on it.
However, if you have any left over, they're always fun to add and scatter throughout the table, and they make for a great conversation piece.
Two final things. We have bud vases, so flowers are always really nice. We have a trio, so they come in three and they're each slightly different. And we've got tulips today in white, and then Chloe will add.
Well, lastly, especially if you decided to set your spring table for dinner, you can add these lovely candles. This is the woodland green color, and this is our ivory color. And so you can either mix and match or feature same color, yeah. Hope you guys enjoy your spring. Thank you.
Bye.
So the first dress that I'm going to talk to you guys through is this gorgeous dress from Free People. Now I think this is perfect for spring. It's long sleeve, so it still keeps me warm. It's got a beautiful square neckline which you can tie up here and adjust it to your bust size, which is perfect. And we're going to see the neckline ahead in the warmer months as well, so it's perfect and ticks all the trends off for this season and next season. But I think for me what I love most about it is that it's the perfect length for me. So I'm 5'5", and it's a gorgeous midi length. So I've styled it here with my Mun basket bag, which we purchased from Matches Fashion. and it's nice to start to bring out those basket bags and start to feel a bit summery as the months are getting warmer. And it's just a perfect little look, I think, for a great girls' lunch out. I've styled it with my Bi-Far sandals, which are sort of a low, small kitten heel, which is perfect for me. I'm not one for wearing really tall heels anymore. So I've added this Palone's London trench coat on top, and it's my favourite trench coat I think I've ever owned. So I found Palone's London on Instagram. They're a really nice small branded business in London. But what I love most about this is that it's light, and it is also a different design to your normal standard trench coats. So we've got big puff sleeve details on the arms, and it just looks great thrown on top of the dress. It just looks perfect. This next look is one of my favourite looks. It's a linen maxi dress that I've purchased from H&M's new season collection, and it comes up in the price range of under £20. And I have to say, I was so impressed when it arrived. It's a gorgeous linen material. It's a maxi look, so you've got small spaghetti straps with adjustable straps, so you can adjust it to fit your bust size again. And I've styled it here with this gorgeous linen blazer from COS. I've gone up a size just to give me an oversized boxy fit. That's how I kind of tend to wear my blazers. It's a really great way of just getting ready really quickly if you've got short time like myself. As a busy working mum of 3, I tend to find I need items that I can chuck on that not only look good but also make me feel good, and this I think is one of my favourite looks. I've styled it here with these chunky sandals from Free People. They come in black as well, but it's a really good way of adding a bit of summer into this look, I think, as well. And I'm obsessed. I think it's really great for summer, it's great for spring. It's a really great way to sort of transition from spring to summer, actually. So very, very pleased with this look. So this next look is from ARKET, and I absolutely love it. I love the detail of the dress. I love the spring and romantic feels that the dress gives off. It's a really pretty feminine dress. So you've got really pretty scalloped edges here, and it goes into a heart shape, as well as you can tie it up on the shoulders. It's got pockets, and you just can't beat a dress with a pocket. And I've thrown on this trench. So this one is a vinyl trench from ASOS. It's a sort of olive green kind of colour, and I love the combination that it completes with the dress, and I think it just gives off a really nice city vibes. Pop some really cute sandals on. These are also from ARKET. So they come in different colours, but I've got black, and I thought black goes with anything, so you can probably wear it with jeans, shorts, wear it whatever you feel like wearing, really. And then lastly, my bag is from Strathbury. I saw Meghan Markle with it and I was obsessed. She has various different colours. It's a really good Scottish brand, and I'm really proud to support them and wear this with this look. This next dress is from Free People. It's a really pretty black midi length size dress. It's got gorgeous details to the dress, which I feel like is perfect for this time of year. It's got really pretty puff sleeves, and I always think puff sleeves sort of reminds me of the warmer months. We were talking about sort of senorita kind of style looks, and I just love it. I think it looks fabulous on anyone. I think anyone can wear this and make it look really easy and effortless. Just throw it on. Again, just styled it really simply with a beaded bag, which I thought was a nice way to introduce spring into season. The shoes are Simon Miller, and these are really low kitten heel ones again, which are perfect for walking in all day if you're going out and about into gardens or meeting people outside. And kept it really minimal, really simple. It's got gorgeous back details to the dress, and you can see that it's got really pretty buttons to the back, again with a bow that you can tie around, and it just makes you look good and makes you feel good. So any dress like that is a winner, and you sort of just want to swish in it, really, but I love it, and it looks really great on, and it's perfect for this time of year. This next look is one of my favourites. It's a real minimal, basic, nothing too fancy, nothing too dressy kind of look. It's a real daytime look. It's a t-shirt dress that we've probably seen everywhere at the moment, actually. It's from H&M. It's got sort of slits at the sides you can wear. And what I've done is actually, I've gone up a size. I've actually gone up to a medium, and I've kept it sort of to a boxy, oversized kind of fit. And the reason that I do this is because I tend to like my clothes slightly oversized. I feel like it gives off a different sort of feel and look to what it was originally supposed to be on the website. I've styled it with my by far kitten heel shoes and this oversized blazer. This is from ARKET, so this is the merino wool one. And it just works really well together, I think, this colour combination. I've styled it again with my mum bag, and this is just to bring in a sort of slight warmth to the look and a summery feel. And I've styled it with a nice chunky but delicate sort of necklace. It's from a Weathered Penny, which is a great small brand that I found on Instagram. And again, a really effortless sort of way of dressing for the day and running errands around.
Thank you so much, Santina. I'm sure everyone loved that. Now, I'm joined by two very special guests, Anna and Annie, founders of the Inclusive Agency in 2020. Not long after the death of George Floyd, these two couldn't help but see how lost and challenges businesses were when it came to diversity and inclusion. So they decided to set up the Inclusive Agency to help fashion and creative industries do better, do more, and take action. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us. Thanks so much, Georgie. It's great to be here.
You've really thrown me because you normally wear monochrome.
Yes.
And today you're both wearing pink.
I know, it's spring. We decided to bring sunshine, although it's raining today.
I
but
know.
Yeah.
Well, you have. You look gorgeous. It's lovely to have
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.
And it's really good timing this. I mean, we met a year ago,
Yes.
pretty much, when we were all SheerLuxe. You guys, everyone was in the thick of the response to the death of George Floyd. And you then came to our workshop and you came to our research group and you then did a workshop for my team here.
Yeah.
And we stayed in touch and I'm huge supporters in what you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm excited to meet businesswomen with great style, and
Thank you.
and you've got an amazing mission to help businesses like we were, feeling quite lost and thinking, shit, we need to do something about this, and where do we go? We need some advice from people that understand it, and we need some training for the team, etc., etc. Before we talk about what the Inclusive Agency does, it's a year. God, doesn't time fly in lockdown, right?
That's crazy,
but it's a year since the death of George Floyd, which was a tragedy. We're all aware of that. Has any good, if you can say that, don't take that in the spirit that I mean it, but has any good, I guess, for his family, for the world, has any good come from it? Do you feel like we've moved on? How do you feel as two black women in the UK? How do you feel about the year that's passed? Have we learned? Have we done better? Do you feel like we're back where we were? What are your feelings?
I think for me, this question probably comes in an answer in two folds, really, because on one hand, we're still seeing things play out in the media. That's triggering, and comes with a lot of trauma. And I guess as well, racism is still refuted in some aspects by people, covert racism. And myself and Annie, or speaking for myself, you feel like you're in a position where you're constantly having to prove that this is still happening, my experience is real. On the other hand, I feel Annie and I are very fortunate to be in the position that we're in. We are helping businesses embed equality into what they do on a day-to-day basis. And I think that gives me hope. That gives me hope, not just for myself, for the future, for my children. And I think that's where I draw a lot of my inspiration and that energy from. So yes, we're still seeing things play out, but for at least us seeing ourselves as two change agents, it's positive,
Would you agree?
I would completely agree. I think my emotions that I feel, you know, from when the George Floyd thing happened are probably still there now. It's still as real, it's still as raw, but I do think it kind of opened up the space for us to have a candid conversation about these issues.
Yes.
You know, we can no longer just turn a blind eye to structural oppression and racism. It exists, and we've all seen that it exists. And I think it shouldn't have taken that, but in a way it was a good thing because we needed to have these conversations and we needed to start thinking about this differently. Yeah. I think to move it forward, there's probably a lot more that we need to do in this space. But we, you know, as Anna said, we are really fortunate. We work with businesses who are showing a true commitment, who are, you know, really trying to strive for change, to change this narrative. And I think we need more support. We need, you know, the government to be involved. We need everyone to be involved.
Let's talk about the government. How do you feel? And I guess for people listening who might not have been following, a report has come out. Can you fill people in on where we are and actually what the government have said in response to racism in the UK?
Yeah, I think the undertone was that, you know, systemic racism isn't an issue in Britain, and Britain's kind of been held up as a poster child, and I'm sure that we are probably doing better than most countries in some aspects. But I think, you know, the issue around, there were 24 recommendations broken down into like 4 groups, and one of them being around fairness in the workplace. And I think they talked about, you know, the need, not to have unconscious bias any longer as a training part in the workplace.
We need to come back to unconscious bias because we did some training with you and it was fascinating. Carrying on.
Yeah, and you know, I think one of the recommendations spoke about bringing in confidence training and preparing people, you know, training them on how to present, for example. But for us, you know, we know that if you're promoting sponsorship as a tool or as a replacement for unconscious bias, we know that ethnic minorities actually struggle to find sponsors because of unconscious bias, affinity bias playing out. And if the sense of belonging in a workplace isn't there, that culture isn't there, if you feel confident or not, if you can present or not, you don't feel like you can bring your authentic self. So we feel it's important to really promote unconscious bias training, and it's something that we do in our, you know, with our consultancy.
With your work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think in summary, you were disappointed by the report that came out. And we've talked about this, and that, you know, and as we were saying before we went on air, you know, our children are growing up and they're not seeing colour, and I'm always so proud when my children talk about people and it's not something they see, and it's different to when I was a child, and so I can see the change and can see how many different ethnicities we have in this country, and I'm sort of proud of that, but there is clearly still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, there's no getting away from that.
Yeah.
Unconscious bias is a thing. What do you call it? Affinity bias. Affinity bias. So that's basically, I remember someone saying, you're more likely to recruit people that are like you just because you're drawn to them. And that is something you're not doing.
Because I see you enjoyed the training.
I did enjoy the training. No, I did. I'm being told my wire, never mind the wire, we're talking about something far more interesting than the wire. But, you know, and actually we've worked so hard in the last year, and we've made some progress, which I'm thrilled on. And, you know, we're definitely building a more diverse team. And I guess, you know, and actually what frustrated me in SheerLuxe, important, and let's not talk about SheerLuxe lots now, but what frustrated me when the whole thing with George Floyd kicked off was that we'd been trying for 5 years to improve it. I would say before that, I had a wake-up moment about 5 years ago, and I was like, this isn't right. Yeah. And I guess probably for the first 5 years of my business when I was 26, I probably was just recruiting people that I was naturally drawn to. So I'm going to hold my hands up. But what frustrated me is we had been trying. It's hard because there's less, you know, the percentage of the workforce that are black in this country is still smaller. So we've really got to go out of our way to help people who might be not getting the opportunities. Talk to us about unconscious bias, because I have to say, Anna and Annie came in and did some training with the SheerLuxe team, and you did an amazing exercise, and you said, everyone close your eyes. It's the first thing you did. Everyone close your eyes. They're good, these two. Close your eyes, and they said, okay, I want you to picture your journey this morning. You got in an Uber. Was your Uber male or female? What colour was their skin today? And you went, put your hand up if your driver was male. And everyone put their hand up. Put your hand up if you're... Yeah. And we were like, fuck, that's unconscious bias, right?
That's it. That is it. I think one of the common misconceptions that we found with a lot of, people that we talk to and businesses that we work with is that people think unconscious bias is a bad thing. And I think people are, they're shamed that they have these biases. But what they don't realize is that we all have unconscious bias.
Yeah, you have them, I have them.
I have it. We, like every single person has it.
Yeah.
It's just how you perceive the world. It's based on, how you were brought up, things that you've seen, what the media feeds us, and you can't get away from it. It's what we try to teach people is to just be aware of it.
Yeah.
Once you're aware, that's kind of the first step of kind of
and
just...
I love that, and I love that you say, Annie, I have it, and we were talking before, and you said, I've got it, you've got it. Yeah. It's not something to be ashamed of necessarily. It's just something we've got to learn to try really hard. Exactly. I'm bossy, and I've got daughters, and I'm like, we've got to really learn that sometimes you just got to keep quiet. You got to learn to filter yourself. You've got to. It's the same with unconscious bias, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Being aware, exactly.
Yeah, it's seeing the world through a different filter, not the filter that just applies to your life, but thinking about other people's experiences, other people's lives.
Yeah. And what are the other things you cover when you're going into businesses? So you cover affinity bias. Affinity. What's it called?
Yeah, affinity bias.
Affinity bias, unconscious bias.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are the other key areas that you cover?
So there are other types of biases. So we kind of try to talk about the main ones that play out within the workplace. So there's things like perception bias. That's probably one of the biggest ones.
So what exactly is perception bias?
So perception bias is a type of bias that deals with what we think about people's capabilities. And it's a lot to do with stereotyping. So for example, where we see white men having very powerful positions in the workplace, you tend to associate that with them.
Okay, so Governor of the Bank of England, always a white man.
There we go.
Obviously. Okay, can we change that? That would be good, wouldn't it?
We're trying to change it.
Need to get in there and give them some training.
That's what we're trying to do.
Good, and look, you've worked with some, I know you're going to be very tactful, you can see on their website. You've worked with some great businesses. This is something, and I know you feel really strong about this is something that shouldn't just be a knee-jerk, one-off thing, panic a year ago, I need to be seen to be doing something. This is an ongoing project. This is going to take decades and centuries, and I think it's really important for employers. In fact, my husband had another training session last week. I was like, oh, great, I'm so glad you're having it again.
Really
so, yeah, I think it's brilliant the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Just moving away from companies for a minute, if there are people watching that, I don't know, don't work or aren't employers but want to sort of do more to facilitate change, what advice would you give them?
I think I would start off by saying, start having these conversations first, just with family and friends, just be, quite candid with each other. I think if any change is going to take place in the workplace, it really starts in our day-to-day life. I think that's when it becomes, it's more authentic, it's more genuine, and actually it's long-lasting as well. That commitment starts then, educate yourself and just have these conversations, I think, with close family and friends.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think there's also a piece on storytelling, because I think that's a really good way to learn about different cultures. So I'd say, read different books and movies that touch on these issues. I think there's also work that you can do in the community, whether that is, it could be donations, it could be by giving your time. Maybe going to a local school and doing stuff with them for a day, or mentoring a child. I mean, there's just so many ways that people can get involved.
Yeah, mentoring, God, if every sort of professional mentored somebody who hadn't had the opportunities, and God. Anyway, conversation for another day. I so believe in that. I so believe in what you're doing. We've had you here. You were a huge hit, and it wasn't really heavy. It was about an hour and a half, and it was quite light-hearted and brilliant. And would you come back and do more?
Definitely.
Anyway, thank you so much, ladies. Lovely to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Georgie.
Coming up shortly is makeup, and one of my hand on my heart all-time favourite brands. It's by Terry. I honestly say if I had to buy everything from just one beauty brand, by Terry would be in my top 3. So I'm thrilled that their lead trainer Lauren Mcnicoll is here to show us how to nail a sexy evening look Just what we need now that life is opening up again. But first, content creator Mollie Campsie is showing us her best picks for high street tops for fuller figures. And trust me, you're going to love everyone.
Hi, my name is Mollie Campsie. I'm a curve model turned digital creator, and I'm going to be showing you my favourite new season tops at the moment and how I style them. It's a white blouse from New Look with kind of square neck, shirred here, bit of a peplum, and bit of a puff sleeve, but like a floaty puff sleeve. I'd wear this to like a barbecue, garden party, pub garden kind of vibe. I just think it's like fresh, and this shape is going to be very similar to a lot of other shapes that I'll be showing you, but I think it looks so good on curves, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I know what suits my body type. So this is, yeah, just a very classic, simple t-shirt, but ever so slightly dressy. Next is this top from ASOS. I actually use the same styling as the outfit before because I liked it so much, the white jeans with the snake boots. This is just another example of me loving a square neck so much. I feel like my shoulders are quite narrow, so anything to make my shoulders look wider so that it kind of balances out my wide hips, I really, really love. This is ASOS, I think it's great. I also got some pieces recently from ASOS Design for Curve. They are so good at the moment. It's got a little tie here, it's long sleeved, very comfortable, and I'm just really like how much it exposes here. Often on like curvier figures, we like to expose this kind of area a lot more because it just looks so nice. This next top is slightly different for me, but I'm playing with my style a lot more. And I was saying with the last top that I like exposing this area, but sometimes you can just like a top and wear it even though it might not be like the best shape or style for your figure. I think it's so important. But this is like a free little blouse number from Miss Selfridge. I would definitely wear this maybe to like meet the parents for the first time, which is genuinely coming up in real life, exciting. I've worn it with my American Eagle stretchy mum jeans, which are life-changing if you're curvy, and some black espadrilles. The whole outfit, in fact, is at ASOS, and it's comfortable. I keep saying the word girly, but this is so like prim and proper, which isn't usually my style, but as I said, I'm just enjoying experimenting at the moment. Next is this green, slightly crinkled top. It's got this kind of like threading down the middle here. I've kept it with my H&M jeans, and I've added my white Western Ganni boots, which I got from my Teresa recently as a present to myself. They are so good. I love them so much. Sage is my favourite colour this season. I feel like I'm seeing it everywhere at the moment. It's incredibly flattering. I thought it would clash with red nails, but I actually really like it. And I've kept my gold jewellery on the whole time because I just feel like it goes with absolutely everything and really finishes an outfit off. But the top is so like loose around the arms, which I really love. It feels like there is nothing there. It just feels like air, which is lovely. And then it is elasticated here, kind of under the bust, but above the waist. Which just gives the top a bit more shape. It's just a very happy, easy little top, and one that would be great for summer. You could also wear it out in the evenings. You could put it with darker jeans. Next top is this Rixo number. I think it's so beautiful. It has this kind of like gummy thing here underneath so that they don't slide off, which I really appreciate, with this, again, almost like a sweetheart square neck scoop neckline and a shirred waist here, and lovely cutout detail on the arms as well. I've put this with an all white outfit, slightly peacocking, but very summer appropriate, and I do like to be a little bit bold with the things that I put together, I think. I think the items by themselves that I have are normally quite staple and plain and classic, and I don't mind, but I've put this all white together, and it's a little bit of a Westlife moment, but I really like it.
everyone, I hope that you guys are all safe and well. My name is Lauren and I'm the global trainer at By Terry. Today I have the absolute pleasure of being here with SheerLuxe to talk you guys through and create this makeup look using our top 10 best-selling products. Now the first product that I'm going to jump straight in with is my absolute personal favourite product of all time, which is the Brightening CC Serum. And for this application, it is as simple as just whacking it on. And it just gives the most beautiful radiance. All the light reflects off those features that you really want to show off, and it gives you that beautiful, effortless, glowing from within complexion. So the second product that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is the Hyaluronic Hydra Foundation. The Hyaluronic Hydra Foundation is a hyaluronic acid infused foundation which has an SPF 30. So not only is it going to allow your skin to feel and look a little bit more perfected, but it's also going to protect your skin too. And I'm just going to take a flat foundation brush just to really quickly apply this all over the skin. So now that I've applied it all over the skin, I'm going to take my beauty blender and just in tapping motions diffuse this product. I'm still looking like me. It still looks like real life skin with just that little bit of an extra enhancement. So I'm now going to jump into applying concealer, and I'm going to do this with product number 3, which is the Hyaluronic Hydra Concealer. It is actually 87% skincare based. You're getting the benefits of your eye cream, but also you're keeping the full coverage effect of a concealer. And I'm really just going to focus in on this section right here. And then I'm going to simply take my finger and do tapping motions to blend this outwards. So now that my base is complete, I'm going to go into product number 4, which is to lock and set my makeup in place. I'm going to do this with the Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. And I'm going to be focusing this in on between my brow bone, just across the center of my forehead, around my nose, top of the lip, and the chin area. And these are those key areas. If you are someone like me that wants a glow but doesn't want to look hot and sweaty, those are the key areas that you really want to apply any powders to the skin. And we also have a tinted version of the Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. And I'm just going to pop this anywhere where I want to very naturally sculpt the skin. I'm just doing it across my forehead, and then also to just wrap a little bit of warmth around my cheekbones. So product number 6 is the absolutely stunning Brightening CC palette in Beach Bomb. So I'm going to jump in first of all to use that gorgeous bronzy shade within the palette to give myself a little bit more of a bronze glow. Again, to just really mimic that sun-kissed look. I'm now going to jump into adding a pop of colour to the cheeks. So I'm actually going to take this gorgeous peachy colour. It's also going to help anyone with blue or green eyes to really accentuate the colours. So I'm going to use the lightest shade within the palette now, tap it on to any of the high planes of my face. Product number 7 is going to move us on to eye makeup. So I'm just going to take it and scribble it all the way up towards the crease of my eye. All you need is your finger, no brushes needed. And what you want to do is just make sure that you are really softening those harsh edges right by the crease. I'm going to jump in now with Blonde Opal. What this is going to do is help to illuminate and highlight the inner corner, which will help to brighten and open up my eye shape. I'm also just going to pop a touch of this right into the center and give it a little tap to blend in. So this leads me on to product number 8, which is the incredible Lash Expert Twist Brush Mascara. Hopefully you guys will be able to see instantly how much of an amazing effect this has on my lashes. This helps to really coat every single hair to give me that beautiful false lash effect. I'm now going to move on to position number 2, and I'm going to really focus on building and bulking my lashes. So I'm just going to build these up until I'm absolutely happy with how they are looking. Product number 9 leads us on to lips, the Bond Rose Lip Care. So for anyone that struggles with any sticky and tacky glosses, this is going to save the day. You're still getting that gorgeous shine that you would get from a lip gloss. And hopefully you guys can see it gives the most beautiful high shine effect. Last but certainly not least is the Lip Expert Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I have picked my absolute favorite, which is called Guilty Beige, to demonstrate. So they're really easy to apply. It fits perfectly to the shape of your lip. And I'm just gonna make sure I can get right into the corner. You can see that this beautiful shade is just that perfect nude for me. So this is the completed look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching me create this makeup look today. Thank you so much, SheerLuxe, for having me. It was an absolute pleasure. Bye.
Thank you, Mollie. You have an amazing eye. And Lauren, that was fab. I really want that look. That's almost it for this week. But I felt a bit left out after the team doing things we loved last week, so I wanted to get involved. I've done a lot of unboxing recently, so I thought I'd share 3 things that I'm loving that are TV, podcast, movie related. Anyway, the first is, I cannot recommend this more highly, people, is a series on Netflix. As Charlotte said, I said, please tell me someone else is watching this at SheerLuxe. As Charlotte said, it is probably one of the best things on Netflix right now. It's called Call My Agent, and they have just announced that there's going to be a British version with Jim Broadbent and Jack Davenport among the cast. It is set in Paris. It's got English subtitles, and if you love Paris, you'll love it. You have to watch. Just put your phone down because it's subtitles. And I have to say, I think because the French are sort of so low profile, it's what makes the acting so brilliant and the subtleties and nuances of the characters so bloody funny. I hope the Brits will underplay it as much as they do. It is real laugh out loud lols. Like, if you think Schitt's Creek's funny, but occasionally a bit overacted, this is just gold. So please watch it. I've only seen 3, but I'm absolutely obsessed. The next thing I'm going to recommend is a podcast. It's called My Therapist Ghosted Me. It's with 2 Irish women, friend of SheerLuxe, Vogue Williams, and Joanna McNally, and they have a weekly chat in which, well, it's a result of Joanna's therapist just ghosting her, doing just that. It's basically a girly get-together. I've got a few Irish friends, and I kind of appreciate them and the podcast so much more because there's lots of, my fella, this, it's grand. Should we get this woman? She goes, when I lost my virginity, she goes, well, I didn't lose it, I threw it at him. And it's just so funny. Anyway, that might not have resonated, but it's like a good old girly chat. It's brilliant. There's only 4 so far. I'm totally hooked. Lou and Laura got me onto it. So listen. My therapist goes to me. You will thank me. Put it on in the car, in the gym, and you will be entertained for 4 hours. The final thing I am loving is not new, but I rewatched it with my husband the other day because he hadn't seen it before. It's called The Founder. It's about McDonald's, and it stars Michael Keaton as a salesman who essentially totally shafts 2 brothers that founded the first McDonald's and sees the opportunity in fast food. And it's just brilliant. If you like business, if you like documentaries, and it's a really good film and a brand we all know, then it's just absolutely amazing. And it talks about how they arranged the kitchens so that the gherkin station was next to the onion station, was next to the bun, was next to the bat, so they could do it as quickly as possible. It's absolutely brilliant. It's on Netflix. It's called The Founder. Watch it if you haven't already, and if you have, watch it again. Right, that really is it for today. I've talked far too long, I'm sorry. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you so much to all of our wonderful guests, to Anna, to Annie, to Mollie, to Cleo, Sophie, Lauren, and Santina on the next show. Charlotte will be back with another great lineup. And Vogue from My Therapist Goes to Me is going to be on the show, plus a new season try-on. And Sophie Patterson will be sharing her tips for a perfectly styled coffee table and loads more. Fashion, beauty, it'll all be here, so please don't miss it. In the meantime, we would love it if you could leave us a comment below. Please give us a thumbs up and do subscribe if you haven't yet. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye-bye.